have reignited a debate over whether Donald Trump lawfully can be on the ballot in 2024 in their state. This dispute took off after an attorney who Trump endorsed for Senate, I should note, in 2020, urged the Secretary of State to review whether Trump is ineligible to run for office under the 14th Amendment. This, of course, bars any American official who has taken an oath to uphold the Constitution from holding future office if they later engaged in, quote, an insurrection or rebellion. The man behind this push in New Hampshire, Corky Messner, joins me now. Corky, of course, as I noted, it bears repeating, you were endorsed by Trump when you ran for the U.S. Senate, I should note, and you recently met with New Hampshire Secretary of State to urge him to seek legal guidance on this issue before the Republican primary. Why?
Well, it's an important issue, Kaitlan, and I think that because we're in the first in the nation primary here, it's important that this issue get decided as soon as possible, because if it gets decided after the first in the nation primary here in New Hampshire, then the New Hampshire voters will be disenfranchised. So he's seeking guidance from the Attorney General. I think that's a good move on his part, and everyone's awaiting his decision. And then based on that decision, we'll decide how best to proceed. It's, the Ballot article that talks about this, it's very, very compelling that Donald Trump is in fact disqualified. And I know the Secretary of State has that article. I suspect he's read it. I suspect the Attorney General has read it. And I think it's an issue that needs to get to the United States Supreme Court just as expeditiously as possible, so we can get guidance from the court.
Corky, when people say, they look at this and say this is a legal long shot, what do you say back to them?
Oh, I don't think so. This is part of the Constitution. And the thing that has really surprised me in this, Kaitlan, is we conservatives are supposed to be constitutional conservatives, and we believe in what's written in the Constitution, and suddenly conservatives don't have much interest in that, and that really surprises me. And the other part of it is I would have thought that there would be some counter to the Ballot argument, from those in the Trump camp, and a similar article, but there's nothing been published. So I think it speaks to the strength of the Ballot article that's very compelling. It looks like a Supreme Court opinion.
Corky, Republicans in your state, the chair of the state Republican Party, says he's a friend of yours, but he doesn't agree, and that even if there is a lawsuit, they are going to intervene on that behalf. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I know him, and some of his comments, quite frankly, I think have been a bit embarrassing for him. I look at it this way: if we don't follow the Constitution and fight for the Constitution, then we look like a banana republic. So we need to honor the Constitution. I don't think he or the NHGOP has looked at this issue very closely. I urge them to. I have an opinion piece in the Union Leader this Sunday that's coming out that asks them to do that.
Well, Corky, we will be sure to read that as well, the New Hampshire Union Leader. Corky Messner, thank you very much, and keep us updated on what you hear about that review.
Anytime, Kaitlan. Thanks for having me on. Have a good weekend.
You too. And we'll be back in just a moment.
This is how toast